Hey guys, so, you know, video blogs are, some people like them, others, it gets to be pretty interesting when you're talking to yourself, like looking at yourself in the computer, but, um, I really wanted to start a blog, and, I know a lot of my friends, read my blog, The Path to Be, a Doctor, and, I really wanted to start this blog, because the path to be a doctor is long. It requires more than 1,000 hours, a lot of commitment and perseverance and passion for what you really want to do. And I think, every field has that, but I think it's important to have like resources just to see like what other people are going through and kind of relate to it too. And everyone goes through their own experiences, and I know like a lot of my friends, we all have different paths, and that is totally fine. Like my path could be, completely different. But I wanted to start this video blog because I really want to interview doctors that I shadow, some of the my coworkers at work, my friends that are in the medical field, whether it be a nurse or a LVN or a firefighter or a paramedic or EMT or a home health employee or a senior care facility employee. I mean, there's so many different areas in the medical field, and I think it's really important to know all of them. And I hope that you join me, and I really intend to keep this video blog up all the way through this journey of mine. And I hope you enjoy. And I think the first thing I really wanted to talk about was, I think in order to become a good doctor, you really have to, one, find a desire to want to pursue medicine. Pursuing medicine isn't just like you loving, being in a white coat and having a stethoscope. It requires the amount of time you put in, and also being able to go through college. And we all remember our first year of college, and college is a place where, like, for at least for me, like I just loved like the freedom my first like 2 years of college. And college really makes you experience a lot of different areas of life, whether it be all these different general ed classes where you get kind of a taste of different subjects. And a lot of us go into college like really not knowing what you want to do, and that is totally fine. I mean, we come into a society where, like, I think at least generations before us, it's like, what do you want to do? Like, you should know exactly what you want to do. And I remember going into college, and there were so many people in my classes who really didn't know what they wanted to do. And for me, college really opened up a lot of new realizations of just like what I was really into. And it turned out that in the end I was doing a major that really like I really do love, but I just got to the point where I saw really like where my passion was. And I think fear leads a lot of our decisions, which, I mean, for me, it was more like, oh, being a doctor is so, do I have, so hard, like, do I have it in me to become a doctor, and I think, a lot of people think, like, you have to be a straight A student, you have to be a, a very, very good student. And, you know, that's true. I think we all get to that place. And, you know, you have to put a lot of work. I think that's the thing is, you know, no matter where you start, you could be a straight A student all the way through like 4 years of college, take all the bio classes, and at your 4th year, you're ready to apply to med school. But for me, it's been, you know, like start with a major that I thought I really liked. And I do. I mean, I love the subject. I was a kinesiology exercise science major, and I really wanted to go into physical therapy because I played sports all the way through my earlier years, and I got an injury playing basketball and tennis, and I went through physical therapy and rehab, and I just gained appreciation for that. And, you know, going through school and having a sister who was into firefighting, and then having friends who were either firefighters or other medical professionals, I started realizing that even though physical therapy was still in the medical field, I wanted to do more than just care for a patient after they had gone through surgery and everything. And I had an internship where I got to see stroke patients, and that's where I started really getting into neurology and like head traumas, and as well as, you know, I did focus on stroke a lot. I've really enjoyed reading The Stroke of Insight, which is a really good book. I highly recommend it. But that kind of led me down this whole path, and I started talking more, and one of my friends was like, you keep talking about being a doctor, you should just go for it. And, you know, to be honest, and some of you, if you went to elementary school with me, there was, my friend Ava had a birthday party, and we went over to our friend Miles's house, and they had this huge, like, pile of shavings, and we all jumped off of it, and my friend Reed jumped, and I remember he like pulled his leg up, and you could see his the end of his femur, and I think it was either his tibia or fibia, but I'm not sure what one. But they were both, it was a compound fracture, and I was like, I remember me and my sister just stood there, and I was just like, this is so cool, you know. And you know, and that's when I don't know, like I liked it, you know. I waited until until the fire department came, and then we went back to my friend Ava's house because you know, to give them space. But it was so cool. I mean, he was in like excruciating pain. I mean, and they had to reset it, I think, like 14 times or something. But I loved to see it, and I think that's like, you know, like I have a skeleton in my room. Yeah, it might be creepy. Yeah, it's, you know, I have other stuff in my room too. But yeah, I liked it because I really like how the human body can be put under, you know, excruciating pain, and that's caused by a lot of different kinds of stresses that can be put on the body, and how our body, when given the right treatment by different, you know, medical professionals, to start the healing process, I think that is unbelievable. And my love of medicine is is the passion I get from learning about all these different systems and the different chemicals in our body. I mean, you look at one person, and each individual, each human is different. And yes, we have the same anatomy. We have bones, we have the same layers of skin, but depending on the individual, it could be different depending on their age, depending on the health conditions they have. I mean, it's outstanding, I think, what our body can do, you know. So if you really want to go into medicine and you're really into it, go for it, because it's such a long journey. You know, you have college, but you also have the amount of money you have to spend on college, but also, if you decide to do a post-bac program or master's program, or do a PhD and then go to med school. I mean, even before you go to med school, you're paying thousands of dollars for your education, which, a lot of people take out loans, and you have to. But, I mean, you think about it and you're like, okay, I'm putting all these years of work in, and then I get to the end and I get all these paychecks, and, yes, you're going to be able to use it for yourself too, to have, like, fun and stuff. But also, you're going to be using it to be paying off your loans. And I think that in itself is a big sacrifice. And, there's so many different sacrifices you have to make going into this field. And, it's I get to times where, I might miss, a holiday with my family because of my work, the job that I have. I usually have to work holidays, which is fine because I love my coworkers, I love my job, and it's the experiences that I go through at my job just make me want to go in the medical field more. But yeah, you have so many sacrifices. There's so much time devoted on your work, and so work ethic is super important. It's something that over time I've gained, and like now I've changed really how I study, and I'm way more focused, which is something that I have struggled with, in the past. And I think perseverance is really important, because you have to be able to go through life events, go through the amount of work that we all do, and still every day wake up, no matter how tired you are, no matter how busy you are. I mean, a lot of my friends know I'm I work and I have my internships, and I have trainings and stuff, and it's literally I get home here and I love my place, because it's something that really brings me to a place that's relaxing, and every day, every week, you never know what's gonna happen, but you know that you have reading to do, you have, if you work, you know that you have to work, and you have a schedule, and even with classes you have a schedule, and time is of the essence. That's what I realized. And with that, you realize that you sacrifice so much, but if you really love it, the sacrifice is worth it, of what you put aside to do what you really love. And so with that comes free time, and it depends on what I draw. I'm not the best at drawing. But I put sharks here, and free time jumping off of a ledge into where the sharks are, because free time is not something many of us think we have. And I think that's something I'm learning to slowly do, is to create the time, to create room for friends, to be able to see my family, to be able to go see my dogs, and, be in my room, watch a movie, sleep. Sleep is really important. Work out, stuff like that. But, I like to be busy, so, like, free time, I really try to do, and it's really, really healthy to get free time. I mean, it's to make time for it, but it's hard. I mean, I'll say, you want to be able to cross all these things off your list, so, you can really spend that extra time trying to master this material. You might, need that extra few hours for, because you really want to do well. So, being able to have free time is hard. I'm still learning how to do that. But, life is a learning process, and so don't be too hard on yourself if at times you just get so overwhelmed. That's kind of like a clue that you need to take a break. But sometimes you can't. Like, sometimes your break is really thinking through, like, if I check all these things off, I'll feel better. I'll feel like that's my reward. I have less on my plate. And for me, that's what helps me. But I also really try hard to make time for friends and family, everyone that really means a lot to me. But at times it can be hard because, again, you need to have that perseverance, determination, and have a goal, and it's important to stay with that goal. So, I think another thing is also, like, life. Life happens. You have things happen in your life that, like, it's just really hard to keep on going, but, it's important to keep on going. I think, like, for me, what helps is, like, really, a lot of my friends know I'm like, addicted to inspirational quotes. But it really does help because, like, one day you're gonna be wearing this white coat, and one day you're gonna be, using a stethoscope, and it's really cool. Like, if you look up the new, like, more advanced stethoscopes, it's amazing what they've done to them now. But, like, if you want to save a life, I mean, it's important. And in order to save someone's life, whether it be someone with a really, really, really bad injury, who comes to the ER, or a cancer patient who, there are times where you're not going to be able to save their life, and you have to draw a line too, because you want to help that patient as much as you can, but you also have to realize that you're there for the patient, but there are going to be times where you can't help them as much as you would have wanted to, but you need to realize that you did everything that was, with protocol, and within your means of being that physician, that you did that to try your best at helping them. And I think that's kind of like what can be, I think, the hardest aspect of being in the medical field. Like, I'm still getting experience and stuff, but from what I've seen from, like, the physicians that I've shadowed, and like, I'm just starting to shadow physicians, but what I've gotten to see is, you go into this field wanting to help people, and you want to be good at what you want to do because you want to have them come in and you want to try to help make them feel better. And that's the thing, is you don't, you really want to help people, but you don't know what that outcome's going to be. You're going to try your best to make them well, but sometimes you're not going to be able to, and I think that's where the compassionate side of being a physician, you really have to be compassionate, be loving, be caring, but also have that perseverance, that professional facade as well, and I don't know, maybe facade isn't the right word, but I mean, like, you have to have a professional aspect to how you do your job. You have to be professional. You can't get yourself too attached as well. And when you're caring, it can be really hard to draw that line and be detached, not put that, throw out that personal card and really attach yourself, because you can't. You have to draw the line somewhere. But the good thing is that as a physician, you care for your patients and you want the best for them. So my last point is just be you, because every physician is really different, but if you really stay true to who you are and you overcome those questions that you face at times of like, can I do this? You can. It's hard. I mean, I have days where I have really bad days some days, where I'll be sitting at my desk here, or I'll be driving and I just put on like really, really loud music because I'm just stressed and I just want to get it out. Or I go on a run and I work out and I just run because I need to get that like stress out of me. Or like some of my friends who might be watching this, I call them and I just rant, but you have to do what you need to do to be able to do this career well. And we all have setbacks, and that is totally fine, because I think like people say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And if you have setbacks, you become stronger. And if you really like this field, you're gonna go on and you're gonna go on and help save a life. And it's important. I mean, there's so many different steps to being able to be a physician. There are different certifications you can get to help you better, get little taste of the medical field before you start medical school. And part of that is just taking a mixture of classes that really give you that sense of variety and give you a taste of what you're going to be up against in the coming years. So I hope you guys enjoy my blog. There are going to be times where I'm really busy. And, I'm going to really try my best to do blog posts, I mean, as much as I can, but there are going to be some weeks where my blog posts might be very short, but stay with me with this journey, and I hope that you do, because it's I think it's important for us to share our experiences, because you never know. I mean, you never know what you might teach someone else, or you don't know where life's gonna go, I guess. And blogs help people by sharing their experiences, and some people might find a connection, others might. So if you don't find a connection, that's totally fine. I won't take that as in a bad way. But yeah, I hope you guys follow my blog, and I will put links on Facebook as well for you guys, and coming weeks I will be blogging, but stay tuned, because I'm still trying to figure out like how to like upload all this stuff, because I'm not as techy as I really should be, but I'm gonna try really hard to be good at this, but stay with me, and I know that this path is really long. It's probably one of the hardest things we're all gonna do if you want to be a doctor, but it's worth it. So keep at it, and I will see you on here the next time I post a video. Okay, bye.